Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Pena, and this is a Modigent Quarterly Update. I'm here in studio with Dan Buchel, the CEO of Modigent. Dan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me once again.
We're not only talking today about company performance and some exciting headlines, but also for the first time, we're bringing in a guest for a closer look at Modigent's growth. And today, Jim Rist, Regional President of the Western Region, will be joining us a little later in the segment. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Jim.
Thanks, Dan.
And Dan, I want to start with you to talk about performance. So Modigent just recorded its highest sales quarter in company history.
That's right.
And I read those notes back a couple of times. I was like, wow, because each time you come into the studio, we have more good news, but this is huge.
Absolutely. We had an amazing start to the first quarter. We've sold $170 million in new business for the first quarter, and that is a 20% improvement over the same period last year. So off to a great start this year, and really shaping up to be a remarkable year for us.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, a couple of things. There's always good demand for HVAC. You know how the market performs, but we've invested in salespeople, we've invested in technical people, and we've also made some other investments we'll talk about a little bit later in our conversation today that are driving that explosive growth.
I want to talk about acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of your major drivers of growth.
Absolutely.
What are the headlines here?
Well, we're going to talk about contemporary air today, but we've also made some moves in a couple other areas that we'll either be announcing today or talk a little bit later on. But from our perspective, finding good companies that have a good family culture, that really care for their employees and are willing to join a system that values that ethic is what we do, and that seems to resonate with people who are looking to join our organization.
Energy strategy. Let's talk about this. So you've mentioned several times that energy is a major area of focus for Modigent. So give us a preview of the company's energy services strategy.
Right. So the way we look at energy services is we're providing our customer an outcome that helps them facilitate their business growth or their business objectives. So if they're running a plant, if they're running a data center, if they're running a hospital, whatever the property type may be, those customers are always seeking to optimize their cost structure. And energy is a cost of operations. And so we provide our customers with retrofit services. So we'll replace existing systems that are designed with an energy reduction strategy in mind. So we've made an acquisition. We've talked about our desire in this space many times before. We've made an acquisition. We're not announcing it right now because we're still doing all of the elements relative to protecting the company's cyber platform. So when we buy a company, we have to put the appropriate cyber protections in place before we announce it to the marketplace. So we're in the process of building up the cyber platform there, but we have made an energy acquisition. The firm is in New Jersey. They focus exclusively on energy-focused retrofit business, and very successful, small boutique firm, fits our culture really well, and we're super excited about that. And I think we'll be having them in for our conversation like we're having with Jim and Contemporary Air today.
I love this.
Yeah,
I love this. And why is this so important, the energy component of this?
Well, if you look at the marketplace in general, energy as a commodity is becoming more rare. You can't turn on the television and look at the news and not hear about micro nuclear power plants to provide services for data centers. Just the overall demand of our lifestyle, the way we live our lives is energy dependent. And you think about AI and the advancement of all the digital technologies that are really driving. I mean, even here in Arizona, you drive down the street on the way here, there's a huge data center that's going up there. Data centers especially put a high degree of stress on the grid. And so the ability for us to manage energy consumption is an important asset for our clients.
I want to talk to you now about safety leadership.
Absolutely.
Modigent has, and I know this is something that you are very dedicated to, Modigent has continued to improve its safety performance. How?
Well, first of all, by focusing on it, right? Safety is a core value for the company. As we talk about employee first culture, obviously keeping an employee safe is an important component for our business. So we have a dedicated safety team. We have dedicated safety training. We have injury review. So none of this stuff is rocket science relative to the industry, but we're disciplined about doing it. We're committed to doing it, and we're continually enhancing the safety environment. So we've personal protective equipment, safety procedures, safety training. We put safety managers in our operating units. We have regional safety leadership. And we have an executive on my team. Our general counsel, Ashley Welvert, is responsible through her chain of command through safety. And Tim Clement is our safety director. And I have to say, we're extremely proud because they have reduced injuries in a 1-year period by 60%.
So many headlines. And now we want to bring in our special guest today. And Jim, thank you so much for being patient with us. Jim Rist, Regional President. And I want you to talk a little bit about your connection to Modigent.
Sure. Well, let me give you some highlights of the West region. So currently we encompass 3 states throughout the West: Colorado, Utah, and California. We have 2 operating companies in Colorado: ProCraft Mechanical, who primarily focus on our infrastructure solutions business, both across HVAC and plumbing expertise. And then Timberline Mechanical, based in Boulder, Colorado, which really focuses on the service space. The exciting thing about Timberline is they historically have just done HVAC service. They are launching plumbing service effective this quarter. So that's a really exciting adventure for them. And we're going to be really, really pleased to see what they can do with that. We have Rocky Mountain Mechanical in Salt Lake City, Utah. They cover HVAC, sheet metal, as well as plumbing and controls. Countywide Mechanical in San Diego. They're also a full service shop with HVAC, plumbing, and controls. And our most recent addition to the Modigent team, Contemporary Heating and Air Conditioning in Orange County.
So let's talk for a moment here quickly about Contemporary. So this was a significant acquisition. I know Dan is excited about this. What value does this bring to the overall operation?
It was a really exciting acquisition for us. I mean, number one, Contemporary's performance has been very solid. So they've had very solid growth over the last 4 to 5 years. So it's a very, very well-run company. It helps us expand into another portion of a very large MSA in Orange County, California, which basically enables us to provide coverage from Orange County all the way down to San Diego in complement to Countywide Mechanical Systems. And then from a cultural fit, Dan talked about culture being number one. It was really a fit from the minute I met Randy. I could tell that the way he ran his business was clearly in alignment with our goals for how we want to run Modigent. And we could provide a path for him that would enable his employees to continue to have that continuity moving forward, and also adding additional resources to help them grow.
Dan, I just would like you to kind of wrap things up by talking about what you're most excited about going forward.
Well, I'm excited about a lot of things. I'm really excited about the training and development program and the scholarship program. There's business opportunities abound. As I mentioned, the energy strategy, national accounts, acquisitions, there's a lot of that. But the training and development aspect of our business really is a life-changing event. We're all in the HVAC business. And we got into this business usually by happenstance, Jim. Right?
Yep,
we didn't wake up in the morning when we were riding our bicycle at 14 years old and say, "I want to be an air conditioning guy." It's not kind of like what you aspire to, but we by one means or the other ended up in this industry, which has been very good to all of us. And I think for the future, it's going to be very good for a lot of people, and being able to participate in bringing those individuals into the trade, get them the training they need, and facilitate their life and their growth for them, their families, and children, grandchildren, whatever that may be, is pretty rewarding. I'm always excited about that. Excited about the energy strategies I've mentioned a couple of times. I think that's going to really bring some wonderful opportunities to the business. But with those opportunities, again, comes the need for our people to be able to deliver against those customer expectations, and that means training and development. So I'll always go back to the people when you ask me what I'm most excited about.
Well, I'm so pleased to be here and to deliver this good news. And Jim, thank you so much as our special guest today. Appreciate you being here and sharing your insight. And always, Dan, we're so appreciative for your time. I know you have such a busy schedule, so thanks for coming into the studio today.
Thanks. And congratulations on your movie.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
well, I want to hear more about that. We can talk about that offline too, right?
It's my new goal. I appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen. And thanks to all of you. This has been a Modigent Quarterly Update. I'm Carrie Pena.